The lake was glass that morning. No motorboats, no shouting kids, just loons and a light fog lifting off the water. Exactly why I built this cabin on my side of the shoreline. Quiet. That quiet ended with the sound of gravel spraying up my driveway. Kyle, the entitled son of our HOA president, skidded to a stop on his ATV, no helmet, no invitation, grinning like he owned the place. "Move your kayak," he said, pointing at the dock. "I'm going swimming." I looked at him over my coffee. "You're not swimming here. This dock and the shoreline are private property." He smirked. "Lake's public. Mom says everything in the HOA's jurisdiction belongs to us." "That's funny," I said, "because this piece of shoreline was bought out of the HOA before you were born. You don't own a drop of it." He stomped, phone already out. "Fine. If you won't let me use it, I'll get the cops to make you." "You do that," I said, sipping my coffee. 20 minutes later, a sheriff's cruiser rolled up. Deputy Harris got out, looking like he knew exactly why he'd been called. "Morning," he said. "Got a call about someone being denied lake access?" I pointed. "He wants to use my dock. It's private property." Harris nodded. "Kyle, you know better than this. Public water doesn't mean private shoreline. You can't trespass just to go swimming." "But Mom, your mom isn't the law," Harris said. "Leave. Now." Kyle kicked a rock, muttered something about lawyers, and tore off back up the road. I figured that was the end of it. But as I stood there, looking out at my dock, I realized I was tired of them pretending they had a right to any of my shoreline. So I decided to fix that. Permanently. I drove into town that afternoon and met with the county assessor. Most people don't know this, but the HOA leases its only boat ramp and beach access through a series of easements on my land. That lease was up for renewal in 45 days. The next morning, my lawyer sent a single, clear notice. Effective immediately, no further public or HOA access will be granted. The dock, the ramp, and the shoreline easements are terminated. 2 weeks later, a convoy of trucks arrived with fencing, posts, and private property, no trespassing signs. By the end of the day, the HOA's only ramp was fenced off and locked. No more boats, no more swimming. I stood at the top of the hill watching as a line of HOA members gathered, shouting, while their own president, Karen, turned redder than the sunset. Karen stormed up the hill. "You can't do this. We need that access." "No," I said. "You wanted my dock. You don't get anything now. You'll ruin this community," she screamed. "You ruined it when you raised a kid who thinks 911 is a tool for getting his way." That night, the entire HOA email chain lit up. By morning, my attorney had a dozen voicemails begging me to reconsider. I didn't. The signs stayed up. The lock stayed on. Funny thing about taking away access, the lake got quiet again. Now, when I drink my coffee on the dock at sunrise, there's no one around, except maybe the loons and the faint sound of someone down the shore yelling at Kyle. Turns out, owning the land under their feet speaks louder than their HOA titles ever could.